Hi, your resident creepypasta reviewer here to talk about a movie that everyone remembers fondly, again, and the only reason why people like this movie is because it killed their favorite character. But, I mean, this movie isn't horrible. I mean, at best, it's a fun movie that feels like a conclusion to Iron Man's arc. And at worst, it's stupid bullshit that makes me wonder why people like this movie, so let's just get into it. The movie starts the ending of Thor Ragnarok, except with more dead people. And we see Thanos killing people, but it kind of confuses me because, as we saw in Thor Ragnarok, every Asgardian was on the ship, and Thanos kills everyone here, and then strands Thor in space. We'll get to Thanos later, but yeah. Also, then Loki totally dies, and he's never ever gonna come back. Anyway, we cut to the Earth, where the Hulk lands, and he tells everyone that Grimace is coming, and then we get properly introduced to the children of Thanos, and they only serve the purpose of making shitty fight scenes to pad out the movie. Anyway, they want the Time Stone, and Doctor Strange doesn't want to give it up because, Wizard, Sorcerer, Supreme, whatever. We actually get some pretty cool choreography with the portals. Anyway, Wong leaves this movie because he has to sing karaoke with Shang-Chi, and we get to one of the good parts of this movie, with Spider-Man and Iron Man have to save Doctor Strange. Wait, why aren't we in space anymore? Oh, great. We're in the bad part of the movie. Yay! So Wanda and Vision, who live in Scotland now, get jumped by Cheetah from Wonder Woman, because Vision has a stone in his face. Anyway, conveniently, Captain America knows where he is and saves him. Yeah, that isn't incredibly contrived at all. Now we get to one of my biggest problems with this movie. Captain America is boring as shit. And I like Cap more than Iron Man. So coming from me, that should show you how poorly he's handled. So aside from a handful of movies, Cap usually doesn't have anything to do in the Avengers movies aside from fight CGI monsters. And that's dumb because I'm pretty sure Captain America should have confronted Thanos. I mean, the guy has a problem with genocide. He punched Hitler in his first ever appearance. I think we could have a fun interaction there, but no, he's on Earth for the entire movie. And he has an edgy beard now. So, this whole Nomad thing goes nowhere and it's really stupid. Same thing goes for Black Widow and Falcon, it's just dumb. Anyway, back to space. Yeah, you see how this whole subplot thing can get pretty jarring? Now we gotta introduce the Guardians of the Galaxy, who find Thor, and Thor wants to find a guy who can make him a thing. And then the Guardians decide to go fight Thanos, because Gamora, Dad, and Drax because of reasons. Then they all try to fight Thanos, and Thanos kidnaps Gamora because I'm actually not sure why he does it. I know why he kills her later, but he seems to be perfectly fine with her being a criminal before, so why did he kidnap her? Anyway, Quill is sad, but I need to get to the biggest problem with this movie. It's Thanos! So while we're on the ship, Gamora starts calling Thanos a horrible genocidal tyrant, and she's right. He does do all those things, and Thanos' response is, "Nuh-uh, it's not racist if I hate everyone equally." Oh god. So in this movie, Thanos is portrayed as a sympathetic villain, and y'all know I think that that's shit. He's a space emperor. And it becomes even stupider when you realize that he's advocating for eugenics. He wants to kill billions of people because he, and to some extent the movie, believes that it makes the economy stronger. What? You can still give him his plan, but what if, hear me out here, he's treated like the madman he is? And I really hate when people bring up comic books and how they do it better, but in the original Infinity Gauntlet comic, Thanos is a madman who kills people for stupid reasons, and the Avengers have a problem with him because of that. There aren't any scenes where you see into Thanos and he's like, I'm doing this for a good reason. No, he's an evil space tyrant. Imagine watching Dragon Ball Z and Frieza acted like him wishing for immortality was like some justice that was going to the world. It's dumb. It's bad. I don't know why they did it. And you want to know the worst thing about this? In the direct sequel to this movie, Thanos doesn't act sympathetic anymore. It's almost as if Disney realized how stupid this was and just fucking changed it. So, what the fuck? And I partially wouldn't get so upset about this if there wasn't a legion of fans who unironically believed that Thanos did nothing wrong. You know, the mass murderer? The man who forced 2 children to almost kill each other over and over again? The man who starts the movie by committing a genocide? The man who tortures his daughter for information. Oh yeah, Thanos was right, guys. We should just fucking murder billions of people. God, I hate Thanos in this movie. And he doesn't stop this shit. On Titan, he starts explaining his fucking Naruto backstory. We get a flashback where we see him being nice to Gamora. As people are being murdered in the background, what the fuck? This scene is supposed to be uplifting, but people fucking die! You know what? Thanos is just the fucking personification of a Reddit moment. Anyway, Thanos gets a map to the damn 4th Chaos Emerald, and we get back to the good part of the movie. The Iron Man part. We get to see Tony in a new environment with Spider-Man, and they actually bounce off each other really well. And on top of that, Doctor Strange just adds to the group. I really like how he doesn't instantly get along with Tony, because he shouldn't. Neither should have the Avengers, but okay. Anyway, they crash land on Titan. Now we get back to the dumb part of the story. So Captain America and company go to Wakanda so they can remove the stone from Vision's face. And this plotline goes nowhere. We're off to a great start. And you're probably wondering why I haven't railed against the comedy in this movie yet. And that's because most of it's pretty good. I like Tony saying that Wong is invited to his wedding, or Drax standing so incredibly still. Even if I've grown to hate a lot of gags in these movies, these jokes are well placed. They're at parts of the story where the tension is low so that the comedy doesn't ruin the tension. Wait, what are the Eternals doing here? But all of this praise goes out the window when we get to Bruce Banner. His main joke is being oblivious. I hate it. And then he suits up to fight the fucking aliens. Isn't Bruce Banner responsible for making Vision to some extent? Shouldn't he help with removing it? I thought Banner was a world-renowned scientist. Okay, I guess he just gets to fight aliens. Anyway, the dumb minor villains show up and they want to throw down cause Stone. So they put up a big force field to stop the bad guys, but then they get their army of zombies to walk through the force field and die. Until they don't die anymore. Okay, I guess I can't argue with the results. Anyway, back to Thor, who's making his fucking diamond pickaxe. Okay, back to the good part of the story. The Guardians appear, and they fight for a little bit, and then they all realize that they shouldn't be fighting, and then they decide to kill Thanos before it's too late. And now we get to what I used to think was the best fight in the MCU. Not only because it looks cool, but because every character uses their abilities to their fullest, and also because drama drives the action. Fight scenes are at their best when they mean something to the characters. This is why this scene works. You feel the impact of every attack. It's good. Anyway, the only problem with it is it just keeps switching to the boring-ass Earth stuff. And I don't care about the boring-ass Earth stuff. It's just a generic war scene where everyone's fighting. I don't care about anything on Earth anymore. Anyway, I think we all know what happens next. Quill does a Vegeta and damns everyone. Thanos rips the Chaos Emerald out of Vision's face. And Thor should have definitely have gone for the head. And then we get to the only good Thanos scene. Yes, not even me, someone who doesn't like this movie, can criticize this scene. Again, I don't have a problem with Thanos thinking that he's doing something right. I have a problem with the movie not portraying him as insane. And I have a problem with the movie agreeing with his message. Because when Thanos sits down and smiles, that communicates to the audience perfectly, okay, this guy's fucking crazy. But when the movie pretends that killing millions upon billions of people is justifiable, no. You should go to prison. No. So, yeah. I don't like this movie very much. It's not a bad film, I just don't like it. The dialogue's pretty good, and Iron Man's arc is really good. But the film has too many characters and a boring-ass Earth subplot, and yeah, sympathy for eugenicism. In many ways, I think it's a better social experience than a movie. It's like a roller coaster. Sure, the ride has some questionable choices, but after it's done, you just focus on the good time you had. I mean, remember those 2 years where we didn't have a Marvel movie, and this was the last one for a while, and we all talked about how Endgame was going to be? That was fun, but as a movie, it's not good. And to be completely honest, I just think Endgame is better. It has fewer characters, all the characters are focused on one goal. I like almost everything except for Act 3, where it just becomes a dumb CGI battle. But yeah, I guess you could say I just don't get the hype around Infinity War. 4 out of 10.